If you can physically grab a pencil or a pen with your hand, with your feet, with your teeth, and make a mark anywhere, you can practice mindful sketching. The term mindfulness is a really popular term in our culture today. The goal of mindfulness is to rid the mind of distraction and noise and be able to come fully present into this moment. And one of the reasons I use the term mindfulness is because it really doesn't require any kind of religious belief system to practice mindfulness. Scientific medical research has demonstrated that mindfulness practices are beneficial for the physical body. So at the very least, mindfulness is good for you. Now, if you are like me and you do have a spirituality in your imagination, then mindfulness is another word for something that has been practiced for centuries and centuries across all faith traditions that is often called contemplation or meditation. These practices seek to clear our mind of distraction, get us centered into our breath so that we can become fully present and fully open to be in communion with the divine. Mindfulness, mindful sketching, contemplative sketching, meditative sketching, whatever works for you. This is a fun and helpful practice. Okay, but why do I talk about sketching in our world today, especially in the context in which I live, which is the United States of America? We live in fast-paced lives, and many of our minds race at a breakneck speed. And so some people who, when they first try mindfulness exercises, they find it really difficult to just go from that fast pace to sitting still and breathing. And so what sketching does is it's a physical practice that connects our breathing with our body. How do you do this? What is mindful sketching? I'm going to show you 4 basic types of mindful sketching, and you can choose whichever type that you like and most resonate with. I work with and meet with a group of mindful sketchers on a weekly basis, and when we practice our mindful sketching together, all 4 of these methods are welcomed and are practiced simultaneously. Okay, so let me introduce you. There's in all art, there is this continuum of types of art. On one end of the continuum, there is abstract art. And abstract art is more concerned with the actual marks that are made on the surface and with the emotional response that those marks make, both in the making of them as an artist and in the receiving of them as a viewer of the art. On the other end of the spectrum is what's called representational art. And this is the type of art where the artist looks at an object in space, a subject with which they interact, and the artist is trying to make marks that represent the thing they're looking at. And then there's the everything in between, from wildly abstract to radically representational. So I'm going to show you 4 types of mindful sketching that fall along this spectrum, and you pick the one that most resonates with you. So the first one is the most abstract form of drawing. If you can write your name on a piece of paper, you can do this form of mindful sketching, and I call it free form breath lines. I'm going to demonstrate what it looks like. So all you need to do is take out any kind of writing surface, a piece of paper, canvas, the sidewalk, and any kind of writing utensil. Take a couple deep breaths, and when you're ready to begin, try to imagine that the tip of your writing utensil is connected to your breathing. Begin somewhere on the paper and simply let the lines follow your breathing. And there it is. It's that easy. And now breath lines can take on an unlimited amount of shapes and forms. There's lots of different methods. Once I've got this curlicue, I can go through a second round and I can notice that I have shapes inside of this, and you can color, you can like just start sketching in and filling in the shapes. If you want to take it to the next level, you can actually use color, allowing your mind to just connect with the mark making. And this focuses your body and your breath and your eyes, and it's very relaxing. And you can do these freeform breath lines in lots of different ways. You may be thinking, hey, Steve, that's great, but I'm an artist. And what if I want to do my art? Can I draw representational art as mindful sketching? The answer is, oh, yes, you can. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It is Plen Air Sketching, where you just go out, you see something that captures your imagination, and you spend time slowly just sketching what you see. It's a beautiful way to meditate. Those are the two extremes. There is a third way that is more on the abstract side that I truly believe anybody can do. It's called a Zentangle. So let me demonstrate Zentangle for you. The first thing you do is just make a basic shape. I'm just going to make a square, and it really can be any shape, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It just creates a boundary for your doodle. Pick a point on one side and draw a curvy line to another side. Super, super easy. Now, draw another curvy line that goes parallel with that, and it kind of creates like a ribbon. And let's do another one. And if I draw a line to this ribbon and then stop whenever I connect there, pick up my pencil and then just continue on the other side, stop, pick up my pencil, and then continue on. Now I have this illusion of overlapping. Boom. All right. Now that you've created some ribbons, you've also created some little spaces. And you can see, like right in here, these are these really cool organic shapes. So the next step of Zentangle is to draw some patterns inside of these little spaces. So let me just show you a few basic patterns that you can do. The first one is really easy. It's just draw some half circles, just little bumps. That's pretty cool, right? This little pattern. So here's another one. Let's start with really basic. Let's just make straight lines. All right, now I'm going to use this. I'm going to look at this pattern or this section, and I'm going to make wavy lines. All right, how about this section right here? This one, I'm just going to do circles. You can do circles. There you go. There's circles. Now here's another one that's really fun. That's pretty easy. If you just draw, that's pretty cool. Checkerboard or checker flag, whatever. Now I'm going to do one that is pretty cool. We're just going to make angly lines. And maybe for some pizzazz or interest, I'm just going to put little dots. Now I'm going to show you a cool little technique. Just make 4 lines, and then in a different direction, make 4 lines, and make sure that they touch all the way across, and then do 4 lines in another direction. Okay, I got 2 more little spaces, but something I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a straight line, but I'm going to use my magic overlap technique. There you go. That's a basic Zentangle. So I have one more method. We've gotten the super abstract freeform breath lines. We've got the still abstract, but a little bit more focused Zentangle. And in between that and representational actual plein air sketching, there's one more that I call responsive reflective doodles. And let me tell you how those work. When the group that I meet with gets together and someone reads a scripture text, and it's quite often a psalm, because some members of this group really enjoy just trying to represent what they heard and what they experienced in hearing the text in words and symbols. It can be anything. It can just be like writing words that made sense to you or jumped out at you. And it really is just how you respond to the text, and you just doodle. Those are the 4 kinds of mindful sketching that I recommend. So there you go. That's mindful sketching, connecting breath and body. No art skills required. I hope you'll give it a try.